Hey guys, welcome back to the Wild U. We've got a beautiful axis buck down right here that a client harvested this morning. We wanted to kind of show y'all how, if you're out in the wild and you shoot something that you have to cape out on the ground out there, this is how to cape one out to preserve the cape for the trophy and everything like that, and also, you know, how to quarter it up and everything while you're going along. So for this particular axis, the clients want to keep kind of this back end right here for maybe a pillow or something like that. So for your first cut, you just want to come in right here, right kind of almost where those ribs end up. Sharp knife is obviously always going to be the most beneficial thing to have. Just make your cut along that line you just started all the way around. I finished that up right there. Then I'm gonna come back here, make a cut from here all the way back across. And cut back up here. Follow that line out. All right, now it's just like any other skinning job. You're just gonna kind of cut along that right there where you see the white material. Cut right along. Gonna separate the skin from this lower part of the leg that's not gonna have any meat on it. Cut right along here. All right, now that's disconnected from the leg. You just pull this the rest of the way back. All right, so we've got that whole flap of skin pulled off right there. It's still connected on the back side. What you're gonna wanna do now is take this hind quarter off so that while you're working on the other side, there's not dirt and grass getting all in here. How I start right here is you come right on the inside where that pelvic bone is and that meat connects right there. You're gonna cut right down to a ball joint right there. It's better when you have leverage, but this leg's broken back here, so. All right, right there, you kind of separated that joint out. Just work right along that bone. You got one hind quarter down. Go throw this in the cooler. All right, so now we're on to that next hind quarter. I'm gonna go right here first. I'm gonna take his anatomy off, and then just like that other one, just kind of peel her back. All right, right here, we're just gonna keep peeling it back. Same idea. Up top here, you're just gonna separate that skin from the leg once you get past all the meat. Wow. Oh my gosh, man. All right, so right here at the end, it's just a couple more cuts. Gonna have to cut through that tailbone. You pull that tail back, you'll kind of hear and see that joint separate. Just kind of run your knife right through there. All right, just like that, you got something for a little pillow or an intake. All right, so before you move on to the actual caping, you're gonna wanna take this last hindquarter off so that it doesn't get dirty. Same concept, you're just going right there by that pelvic bone. You'll hear that joint separate.
Okay.
All right, next step, I just make a cut from right here, where you made that cut, all the way to his elbow. Just like that. Then I make another cut right here, all the way to his elbow. All right, now the important part, which you kind of want to take your time with. Axes, thankfully, have a center line to kind of follow right between these white dots. But for other things, you're just going to have to take your time and really see where that hair kind of separates and go right up the middle of their spine. Helps to have a sharp knife while doing this. And you just go from underneath. When it gets to like, this is the part that's going to be sewed up and everything like that, all the way up to here. You always want to go from underneath the cape. Never go over the top of it, because you'll just cut these hairs and it won't look good when they're trying to actually do your mount. So go from underneath, keep in a straight line all the way up. I kind of just have my knife there and I almost pull against the blade instead of moving the knife. Around their neck, it's always going to be a bit thicker and a little bit tougher to get through. Just take your time. So right here, this is about where you're going to want to end it. That's where the taxidermist, or you, if you're caping them off the face in the field, is going to make their Y cut. So just keep coming on up off the back of his head there. Right about there. That's where that Y cut comes in and you're able to cape it off. Next bit, it's going to be a lot of skinning. Come right underneath here. Pulling all that cape off, rolling it off. That's a 6.5. Broke up and ended up right being caught by the skin right there on the opposite shoulder. Once you kind of pull all the skin off, you're going to want to grab this side's shoulder and back strap. So come right over here, over the top of the shoulder. That's where that scapula kind of lays on there. And all this is held on by is muscle. So all you got to do, cut down it. And eventually you get to where the skin's connected to it. Just gonna cut around, taking your time, and just pull that skin off of it. Right there's that cut that you made up the leg. All right, next step, you got this big, beautiful back strap you're gonna take off. Come in here right after the neck. Find that spine. Cut right along it. Good. All right, just give some tension on that back strap. You already made this cut, you already made that cut. You're just kind of cutting where they connect right there. And then pulling big old back strap off of there. Same thing on this side. All right, right here. pull your cape out in front. And then I like to go from underneath the jaw to start. You can see there's that jaw bone right there. Other side, come right here and get up underneath it. I've got them flipped now where I got a bit more leverage. You can kind of hear those joints separating when you get them right. Cut on back towards the back of the neck. Bend his head down. Getting leverage is always going to help you. Just have him working against himself when you go to make these cuts. Cut there, that's into the spinal fluid there. Same thing on this side. Gonna roll him up, roll him against it himself. And he's just gonna twist right off. That's how to cape one in the field.